and I'm down $10,000.
Because you bid on
I
an
was on the
online
auction. I was in the auction, and everyone was bidding like $5, $10, but I said I'm not losing this, and I bet $10,000 from the get go.
Leftovers, 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 leftovers.
Yeah. Welcome to my Leftovers podcast. This is James.
This is Alex. So what's up, man?
Not much, dude. It's been a week.
Yeah, it's been a while, huh?
Yeah,
So I was gonna ask you, are you excited for the book club this weekend?
I am, but I'll
Really?
be speed reading the book.
You haven't read it yet?
Yeah, I've been because I've been trying to figure out if I'm gonna buy a Kindle or not, and then I put that on so long,
makes
and you got
sense.
my text today about like, what do you think of yours, and it
Yeah.
became this whole thing.
Dude, the book club is in like 4 days.
I know, right? But I did do some research.
Uh-huh.
It's like a 6-hour read.
Yeah. Not even. I think it's probably like 3. Like it's dude, the
I'm a
book
speed
is-
reader too.
The book is this thin. Like
Oh,
dead
that-
ass.
Oh, I can read that real quick. Then.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna audiobook it this time.
Yeah, probably.
I just want to try it for once.
Ooh.
And the audiobook says it's 6 hours, so I think I can get it done for sure.
I feel like whenever they have somebody like reads it, they kind of read slow, so you can kind of put it at like 2 times speed, and it's like a normal pace.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I need it fast.
That helps. Yeah.
I'll
but-
just put on FIFA and just do that at the same time. And then when there's a weird thing, I'll be like, "What the?"
Yeah. So for the book club, we're gonna be reading Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson, and I'm gonna read it right
It's
now.
smut, isn't it? You can read from beginning to end, so you don't have, so you can be ready for the book club.
Yeah. You said that you wanted an audiobook. I'm the audio guy.
And it's smut, listeners.
Yeah. It's
Is it smut?
hardcore smut? It should. It's supposed to.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this stuff in front of a church.
Yeah, no, but it's missing the smut because it's smut heavy without the smut. You know what I mean?
No.
There's a lot of lead up.
Is this like softcore porn?
It's supposed to be. It should be, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's just a lot of lead up, but then when the stuff actually happens, they don't talk about it.
It's edging.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
Okay.
But you know what? There's one book in particular that will never be a book club book for no book club ever.
Okay.
It might surprise you actually because it's a Stephen King book.
But those are no. You know
Yeah.
what? No.
What?
No Stephen King book belongs in a book club. No one has 3 years to read.
You know what? That's a good point. That's actually solid. But for this one in specific, there's a reason why.
Okay.
And this book, it's called Rage.
Oh,
Have you
I've
heard of it?
heard it. I think,
Have
but
you?
I don't know if I've seen what it's about. But
Oh.
I have book talk on my TikTok,
Yeah.
and it's always books. It sounds so bad, but it's always horror books.
Yeah.
and or sometimes that books are like gore heavy
Mm-hmm.
because I do a lot of horror movie watching.
Yeah.
So that's so the book talks that I get, and it's like books that should be banned or books that
Ooh.
you shouldn't read at night, things like that.
Uh-huh.
And I think Rage was one of them, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't look into it because
Oh.
it just flashes books at you real quick.
Yeah. Okay, so a little bit about this book. Rage was a book that was published in 1977.
Okay.
This book was very early on, and it was published 3 years after his first published book ever.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, no one knew it was a Stephen King book. He wrote it under a pseudonym.
King Stephen.
That would be fucking funny. But he wrote it under Richard Bachman. And I always wondered why authors did this. And I looked it up because I'm like, why the fuck would you just not claim like this book? You know what I mean?
Maybe he's embarrassed. Maybe it wasn't his best work.
But like, if you're gonna put something out there, be proud of it. You know.
No, our first podcast doesn't exist anymore,
Oh,
so
yeah,
I think
true,
we're
you're
exact
right.
examples of.
But I claim that it's good, but it's also under a different name. I'm part of the issue.
you're part of the issue.
It's not even like a bad issue, to be honest. But he basically says, or like other authors have said, that they come up with pseudonyms because it's for privacy and it's to separate their writing from their personal life,
Oh, okay.
and also to market themselves differently than to appeal to a different audience. So maybe his original plan was to go into more content like this, but he
Oh.
ended up just kind of shying away from it.
In Stephen King's version of this, maybe it's also like it just strays away from his normal work.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be that.
Yeah. And so he wrote this book 12 years before he actually published it. He wrote it in high school, oddly enough,
Whoa.
because the contents of the book itself, it detailed a very vivid first-person account of a disturbed student who commits a school, you know what I mean,
No.
in Maine. I'm not going to say the word because, you know, it's bad. So for the rest of this, I will be saying ASS.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can just call it something like more family friendly.
Like?
Food fight.
I feel like that downplays the severity. So I'm going to be calling it an SS, okay?
Okay.
So the legit synopsis for the book explains a disturbed high school student with an authority problem unalives one of his teachers and takes the rest of his class hostage. The book literally takes place over one long, tense, and unbearable hot afternoon in the classroom.
Wow, that is a vivid description.
Yeah.
I can almost feel it.
Can you imagine reading a book that just takes place in a classroom and you know it's going to be as thick as like the Bible?
Oh, and I'm in the classroom. I'd freaking end it myself.
That's so fucked up. That's funny. And the main character explains what led him down this path while at the same time deconstructing the personalities of his classmates, forcing each one to justify his or her existence.
Whoa, this kid's a freaking nerd.
This dude's dark.
I mean, yeah, dark, but like, if I come up to you and I'm like, explain to me your existence.
Oh yeah,
You're
true.
gonna call me a nerd.
Yeah, I'll be like, fuck you, you fucking dweeb.
Yeah,
Get out of my
exactly. See,
face.
there you go. That's the real reaction.
And then eventually, after some time, Stephen King asked that this book be pulled from shelves across all bookstores and to never be allowed to have them back in circulation.
I bet you I can get one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I want to see you fucking try.
Amazon.com.
Actually, try because I'm actually really curious about this book.
You don't think you could do it?
I don't think you can.
$5 says I can do it right now in under 30 seconds.
All right.
Fuck. Stephen King, what?
1, 2, 3.
Add the
Four.
cart. Add the cart.
You didn't find it already.
I did.
No, you didn't. Rage?
Rage by Stephen King.
You found it?
And it's a kid sitting on a desk.
And you can buy it? How much is it?
I just did that to buy time.
Oh, wow.
Esca Reads is a first edition by Richard Bachman. Mm-hmm. $15.98.
Are you dead ass?
I think this is like a digital copy of the book.
Oh, that makes sense. Maybe it's easier to get it on digital than it is to get like the
There's
physical
also
copy.
a series called The Bachman Books by Stephen King, which maybe it's in there.
Wow. Whoa, that's fucking weird.
I bet you anything though, I could just ChatGPT the whole book. I could literally find it like it'll tell me how to get it.
You know what? Probably.
Yeah. Anyways, go on.
Yeah. So then I don't even know how you can get people to follow this rule back in like 1988 because how are you just going to go around telling people to take down a book? You
He
know what I
wasn't
mean?
that big of an author yet, right?
Yeah, but like how would word even spread back then?
I really don't think you understand that the world doesn't revolve around smartphones. Like there was radio, there was faxing.
Yeah, but you have to like bet that the person is on the radio at the time that you send it out.
I think people show up to work on time, dude.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around it. I don't know why. So then, after 2 decades after its release, they accomplished this. And it was officially out of circulation, apparently, but James found it, so I don't know if that's true. So as we all know, Stephen King wrote some pretty insane books with insane detail and sometimes gruesome content.
Yeah,
So why?
I'd really like to point out that it is not as normal of a horror book as it is.
It's not.
Freaking weird.
I've heard some scenes
Disgusting.
disgusting and like really, really like it's like something about like a girl's period.
I don't even want to know.
Like there was a bathroom scene in it where like the blood like falls
Oh,
from the walls and it's
right.
supposed to symbolize that.
That's not as bad. Symbolizing something, not as bad as the axe towards the end.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
now I know what you're talking about. Okay. Oh, yeah.
With the main characters.
Yeah, that's
It's
weird.
freaking weird.
Oh, let's see where was
But some people would argue, be like, that's art. And I'm like, yeah, but keep that freaking art somewhere else. Like,
Yeah.
keep it locked up, dude. That's weird.
keep that shit out of circulation.
Thank you.
So why in specific did he want this exact book to be removed from circulation? They found a link between Rage and a spat of SS's occurring in America.
Oh, no.
Yeah. A number of the perpetrators were alleged to possess a copy of the novel when the act happened.
So they thought that their thoughts, their inner thinking was like maybe this book.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's really, really fucked up. And there was one specific SS that happened in 1997 where a 14-year-old boy unalived 3 and injured 6 of his classmates. And all the reports claim he had a copy of the book in his locker.
Oh, God. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I'll admit, though, now it's a lot more easier to know, like, hey, that cover of that book is that book. That cover of that book is that book. I do feel like in those years, you probably saw a book like that and you probably stayed away from it because you're like, who's Stephen King? We don't, or I guess his pseudonym.
Richard Bachman.
Richard Bachman. We don't know who that is. So
Yeah.
no one understands what that's about or whatever. So people didn't even see the warning signs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They just saw like a book and they're just like, yeah, it's just a book or whatever.
It's just a weird book.
And then they like found out that like what the contents actually were. And then it's like, oh, there's probably a link here.
Right. But at the same time, was the SS epidemic a big issue in those years? Maybe not as prevalent as it is now.
Yeah, for sure now
So
it's
maybe
crazy.
people also just thought it was a interesting story. It's a
Yeah.
very diabolical story, but it's interesting to some people, I guess.
Yeah, like the psychology about it, because back then it probably wasn't happening as often, so it's still just kind of like almost like it was like you were reading fiction, right?
Right.
But like now, if you were to publish something like that, it's like more like, oh, this is the real stuff that happens.
Right.
And you can still buy a copy of this book today, which James actually just told us, but the article that I read said that they mostly sell them on online auctions.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I saw. It's on Etsy and things like that.
Yeah.
You could probably skip like most of my like research there because that's honestly what it was. I just found it on Etsy and people are selling like old copies of it or the Bachman stories. I guess he put all the stories into a single book.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't seen if that's what it is, but it looks like it's in some kind of circulation.
Yeah. Which honestly, if it was just in auctions, I feel like that's kind of, in a weird way, it's kind of cool to own,
It's memorabilia.
Even if it like is tied to like some really horrific things, I feel like in a weird way that makes the book kind of beautiful. Because it's like these words will never be allowed to be repeated again.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
like-
understand what you're saying. Well, one, it's his early work.
Yeah.
Two, it's a Stephen King book that's basically banned.
Yeah.
And three, yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. It's a book that lived and died.
Yeah.
We don't get to see that often.
Yeah.
But I will say, anybody who does end up winning the auction should be put on a list.
Yeah, they should. Like, why do you have this in your, like, also, how much are you spending on this? And
Right.
So it's like, why are you going to the extent to spend this much money on it?
$100 is fair.
Yeah.
But like anything more than $100, now we got to look into you more.
Yeah,
'Cause
now we gotta start, like-
Anybody would look at Stephen King and be like, "Oh shoot, an unreleased novel?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna try and get that. It's probably
Yeah.
worth something."
Uh-huh.
Anybody who pays more than that, it's like, "No, you wanted that for something else."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like people who buy Charles Manson paintings.
Who's he again?
The cult leader.
Is he the one that made everybody drink Kool-Aid and all die?
That's a different guy.
Oh. Damn, there's more of these fools?
There's more of these. But basically, people who buy serial killer memorabilia.
Oh,
look
yeah.
into those people.
Yeah. Or like even like there's like this one place where you can go to. It's a museum. I think it's in Nashville.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And you can like look at all of like the memorabilia of
Serial killers.
Yeah.
And like photos of the crime scenes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
If you even walk into that place, you should be put on a list.
Okay, well, I'll cancel my trip then.
But if you're out there hoping that he'll release new versions of it, he says they will never do it.
And does he say why? Because it just sounds like a lot of like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm pulling it out. Whatever.
Yeah.
But we can guess why. But has he said himself why?
Yeah, he's been very vocal about how he is very ashamed that he wrote it and that he is saddened that there have been ties to the actual incidents.
So it wasn't like he didn't even hide it. He didn't even.
No.
That's pretty admirable too. That he didn't hide the fact that there was a real consequence to this book, which is very rare.
Yeah.
I think that is very admirable of him to actually take the book back for a reason that was very negative and
Yeah.
tied to the book. So I do appreciate that. And again, he's right though. It is a sad thing when your work of art becomes a reason for someone to jumpstart their diabolical activities.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And he's even talked about it like as recent as 2011 when the Sandy Hook
That's not
stuff
fucking
happened.
recent, dude.
Well, I mean, it's
That's
recent.
like that's in the last decade.
Yeah, but like for a book that came out in 1977.
Okay, fuck you.
So yeah, and this had people wondering. They're like, was it the book itself that pushed people to commit something so atrocious, or does this book just attract people who already have the thought in their head?
Okay. I wanted to ask you that exact question.
Yeah.
Because the way I look at this is you're 100% right. If that book was released now in this climate, not tasteful.
No.
Not tasteful whatsoever.
No.
But if we did not have a SS epidemic in the United States,
Yeah.
we didn't have all these issues with gun laws and all that stuff and debates, would this book just be another one of those books was like, oh, weird kids read that? And a
Yeah.
morbid curiosity kind of book.
Yeah.
Because what was that old VHS thing back in the day? It was like Faces of Death or something like that. It was just compilation of people dying.
Oh,
And people
wow.
would buy that out of morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
Did it cause people to go into the car and do more of those?
Yeah.
No. Right? But in this case, did some people do that? Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. But again, like you just said, was the book a catalyst or were people just attracted to this book because they felt it was them in the book?
Yeah, that's honestly such a good point because it's like, I would say I would lean more towards it's just the book. You know what I mean? Like, if
Right.
people are going to read it, blah, blah, blah. Because here's the thing. If it was making people have those thoughts, there would have been way more. Like,
Exactly.
it was a spat, yes, of these incidents happening, but was it like an insane amount of them happening at that time? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, no, it wasn't. It was just like, not to like downplay it, but like, you know, there was like 1, 2, 3 or here, right? But, you know, if this was happening now and it was linked to that book and everybody was saying that like, oh, every single person that's had one of those books was doing these atrocities, then it can be kind of like, okay, maybe it is linked to it, but
But then it's also like the video game thing where people are blaming violence on violent video games.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
can't, and we know now, like, if you got to have a brain, man.
Yeah.
Clearly, violent video games were not causing mass issues
Yeah.
and mass destruction.
it's just that if you had these mass issues in your head,
You want to play them out
Yeah.
in a place that you could die and do it again and
Yeah.
again and again.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know. I admire the reason he pulled the book out.
Yeah.
And I do think that even if now, 50 something years later
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, if he would have put the book out there, people would definitely go and get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think he would get a lot of backlash in this climate.
Mm-hmm.
So it just might be one of those books that it's gone.
yeah,
Um,
just be happy that it's not in circulation.
But also, I mean, there's also other books that people have said do the same exact thing.
Yeah, like you could even like make like the argument about like
Catcher in the Rye, isn't that supposedly that's the reason why the shooter killed Elton John or something?
Wait, really?
I don't know. I saw that on South Park, and it was something along the lines of like they were reading the Catcher in the Rye. And it's like, why the fuck was this book banned? And if you remember reading that book, fucking shitty ass book. It's just a kid who's complaining the whole fucking book.
Really?
Right. And then like it's for some reason some people said in South Park, Butters is like making fun of the fact that he's like, kill Elton John, kill Elton John.
Wow, that's
and,
funny.
And he goes downstairs with a knife and he's like, hey dad, how do I get to Elton John? He's like, oh Butters, he's dead.
Oh,
And he's like, oh man.
somebody beat me to it.
So right. So it's a big debate.
Yeah, because I mean, you could make that same argument about, like, for example, I watched the Ed Gein thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, you could make the argument that, like, oh, if somebody's watching this, it could lead to, like, other people trying to replicate it.
First of all, fantastic documentary. You got to see the perverse side of Ed Gein and this weird, everything that was weird about him and everything that was monster of him. You got to see it and feel it. They did a great job with everything.
Yeah.
The acting, the visuals. It was all, in my opinion, it was perfect to make you feel uncomfortable the whole
Yeah.
time. Everything he did to people, all that stuff, right? And I will admit there was a weird feeling of sympathy you felt for him in the first episode or two.
Yeah.
And
Because you kind of see, like, his mental illness kind of take place.
right,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I did like the fact that when he would go back into his monster mode, I guess you lost that sympathy because you really saw, unfortunately, who he was with the illness he
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
But I mean, exactly, right? Why is that art?
Yeah.
Why is Ed Gein's The Monster art now? It's a regular person who doesn't like gore would see that. They would say like, "Oh, dude, get this off my TV."
Yeah.
Dude, there's a part where he jerks off in the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, my parents had to see that.
They were watching it with you?
No, I was watching it with them.
Oh, no. No.
Because they wanted to see this shit. And I was like, I don't think you're ready for this, dude.
Yeah.
But I wasn't ready for it because I didn't know this guy was jerking off with his mom's clothes.
They don't tell you this in the fucking synopsis.
That should have been the first thing you notice as a flag. It's like, oh, that guy's going to kill people.
Yeah.
He's jerking off in his mom's clothes.
Disgusting.
Obviously not.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
No, but I do think that, like, you know, you can't separate, like, the art or whatever. Like, you can look at this book as, like, just art, you know? Like, if you look at it deeper, yeah, you can find stuff. But I see it in the same vein of, like, there's, like, this Eminem song where he kind of puts himself in the perspective of the shooter, of the guy who did, like, the heinous crime at Vegas.
Oh, okay.
He puts himself in that perspective. And
Oh, that's right. I remember
Yeah.
this.
it's dark.
And it ends like with, there's cops outside, and he just, blasts
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, it's dark. But, like...
Is that art?
When I listen to it, like, I cry because I see it as art.
Pussy.
But, you know, everybody else was like, he got a lot of backlash for it. So it just depends who, like, you ask or who you are, who you talk to.
Would you read it now?
This book?
Yeah. If we get access to it, right?
Yeah.
And not have to do like some weird shady thing like, hey, under the table, buy this book kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
you just go to a thrift shop, they don't know what they have, and it's there. Would you buy this book?
You know what? it piques my interest a lot because of the fact that, like, you know, it is like a banned book. Like, this probably isn't a
Yes.
book that a lot of people have read, so it piques my interest in that sense. But it also scares me in a different sense because there's like this creepy pasta version of my brain that will look at this and be like, is this a creepy pasta story where, like, you know, for example, there's like this random guy, he reads like this book and it makes him commit acts against his will.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it creates like a supernatural thing.
I think that's a Goosebumps book, dude.
Is it?
I feel like it is.
Probably. I feel like everything that's scary came from a Goosebumps book at some point.
R.L. Stein shaped horror.
Yeah.
Ultimate horror icon.
Yeah. So, like, I'm kind of in between those type of thoughts or whatever. But,
Right.
like, yeah. Would you?
Here's my thing. I would definitely be interested. When I was younger, I definitely had a morbid curiosity. That's what got me into so much into horror books and
Yeah.
horror movies. But I will admit, nowadays, a lot of things hit me a lot harder, which is weird. I thought I'd build like, what would you call it?
Like a callus?
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
I'd be callous to a lot of things, and if anything, I feel it's the other way around. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm just more empathetic now than when I was a teenager.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe that's what it is. But like, even to this day, my favorite book I've ever read, it sits right there.
Tenders of Flesh? Yeah. Yeah.
Tender is the Flesh, and it's a fucked up book.
I've heard.
Have you heard the synopsis of it?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's about eating humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're out of meat,
Yeah.
so humans become cattle.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a fucked up book, but I don't know. I enjoy that. As for this book, Rage, I'd want to read it. I think I'd burn it right after. I
Ooh,
couldn't
wow.
handle holding on to it. I don't believe that it brings evil or
Yeah.
brings anything superstitious. It just feels wrong to own.
Oh, or like maybe like, you know, say like you give it away, just like the fear that it could end up like in the wrong hands.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think I'd just read it once and burn it.
And you're just like, that's one less book in circulation, you know?
Yeah. And I'm down $10,000.
Because you bid on
I was on the
online
auction. I was in the auction, and everyone was bidding like $5-10, but I said I'm not losing this, and I bet $10,000 from the get go.
And now I live in my car.
Dang,
Right?
I was not expecting you to bring this kind of level of heat today.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Holy cow. I had no idea he even had a pseudonym. I had no idea he had books like this. But I mean, it makes sense though. The guy kind of makes fucked up books.
Yeah.
And the way he builds a world around every book and overly describes every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. It makes sense that at some point maybe he went too far.
Yeah.
But I got to ask you though, if there wasn't this epidemic, would this not just be another book of morbid curiosity of people wanting to be like, because what's the difference between this and reading a book from the perspective of a bank robber holding people hostage?
That's true. Or even like the example that you brought, the tender is the flesh. If we lived in a society where people were eating human meat because like we needed it to survive,
Right.
this would be looked at as like awful. And like, you're like, how can you even write something like that? You know, like, you know what the
Right.
situation is like. It's like, no, he was kind of writing from a place of like fiction almost.
And I think the lady who wrote the book, I think she was trying to make a point of something, and I forgot what it was. I got to reread the book. It's been a while since I read it. And I got to read her new book too. But anyways, that book came out in like a society or a culture that has cannibalism, let's say. Oh, no. Even better. Or not better, but worse.
Okay.
Right? They came onto a society that was very impoverished, where people have to eat their pets. People have to do things,
yeah.
right? Would that book sell well there? Would it be taken well? Probably not.
no.
Right? I understand that in this case, this topic is very heavy, very real, and happening way too often.
Yeah.
And it probably just won't be released. But I do wonder if it wasn't for this epidemic, would this be allowed?
Yeah, for sure.
But that's also like saying, like, if murder wasn't a charge, would you be able to do murder? So I mean, I guess I'm just too hypothetical right now.
Yeah. But yeah, this I don't know. It was cool, and I found this on accident. I was just trying to find a Stephen King book to read, and I was just like, what books by him are great, you know? And then like I just found like this article, and I'm like,
And this guy was like, this book is fucking sick.
this guy was just like, this is a book that he wrote, and like probably haven't heard about it. And I'm like, what? Whoa! And then it piqued my interest, you know?
I wanted us to do this for Halloween, but this podcast didn't exist until then. I wanted us to try and read. There's a whole category of books. It's a genre of like gore.
Is it Japanese gore?
No. Japanese gore is insane.
Yeah, those for some reason scared me more.
I don't know what it is about.
They're more descriptive, I think.
They're more descriptive. It's like, Japanese horror
Yeah.
is peak level horror.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can handle it.
I can't handle American horror.
That is true. But there is supposedly a genre of books that are like horror based, but their gore is so high level, not high level, but so descriptive or so their writing. I don't know how you would say it. That it makes people physically throw up. It makes people physically sick to read it.
Yeah.
And it's like a challenge of how far can you go.
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
I ain't doing this shit, man.
No?
I have a phobia of throwing up. I ain't going to fucking test that limit. I'll probably shit instead.
Well, then, how many? Interesting. How many pages could you get to before you take a shit?
Probably one. Just
I don't know.
The anxiety of starting it would fucking make me shit.
Those kind of things do make me question, like, okay, when do you take it too far?
Yeah.
I've never read those books because some of those descriptives, I'm like, oh, I see why these are like fucked up. You're describing crimes that are usually against women in way too much detail, and I'm like, this isn't art. This isn't one of those things. This is like one of those people who get off on like fucked up shit.
At some point, it's kind of like, is this your fantasy?
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? But there are other ones where apparently it's just like like a regular serial killer novel, which again, like, how are you reading a serial killer novel, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, I guess some of them get too descriptive,
Yeah.
and make people sick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how could you describe a knife going into people? That
Yeah.
makes you sick? That does pique my curiosity.
Yeah.
But anyways, let us know if there's any other books that are this level of fucked up.
Yeah.
Because to my knowledge, isn't there also like a book from Columbine that was also taken down?
there?
I believe so. We'll look into that later. But let us know if there's any other books that because all the books that are banned are
Yeah.
so stupid these days.
Some of them are just like, there's just a gay character.
right.
And that's like apparently the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Let us know if there's any other books that you guys know about that have been banned by the church or been banned
Yeah. Or just like one horror book that you read that was just amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Yeah. Something that made you like seriously not go to sleep.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of sick. I'll read it.
Yeah.
As long as there's no weird stuff.
Yeah.
There's like little boo-boos in there. I'm
Yeah.
out.
And you guys know what we're talking about when we say weird stuff, so don't even fucking send it our way.
Choo choo.
Yeah.
No Thomas the Tank Engine shit.
I don't know what that means.
His faces freak me out.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's creepy as hell.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one.
No, he's scary.
Weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, this was James,
This was Alex.
and thank you for coming on the podcast, Stephen King.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is the Leftovers Podcast. You guys follow us on LFTVRSPOD,
Yeah.
and we'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Leftovers, leftovers.